Welcome back to Instables, everyone. So again, going over my daily plan on exactly how I plan to blend into the SPY. As you guys can see, continuing on lower with that increase in sell pressure here. Again, continuing on with that sell pressure as our EMA lines are crossing below the median of our MACD. Where exactly may we head in next? I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for here. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's jump right into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, again, continuing on lower as we had our candle closing below our 50-day moving average here and gapping down here. Now continuing on lower, as you guys can see, again, we are increasing with sell pressure. Again, we mentioned a couple days ago that we have been increasing with sell pressure with our EMA lines just crossing below the median of our MACD. So again, we have been getting that pressure to the downside. We are looking for white shaded lines to start to come in, so that way we get that possible cool off, and then we would be looking to see if we would possibly retest our 20-day moving average here if we did cross below our 50. So again, if our 20 crosses below our 50 for that continuation on that sell-off, we are looking to see if we do get that bearish candle set up from here. Again, if we continue on in this bounce, looking for an engulfing candle to the downside either tomorrow or possibly a continuation after retesting our 20 here. If we continue on lower, is the bearish outlook on exactly what we're looking for to continue on lower. However, if we are looking for room to run to the upside, again, we never jumped into overbought territory. So again, we possibly can jump back into overbought territory and possibly do continue on lower on a continuation with bearish divergence. Again, if we do jump in overbought territory for any given reason, then we need to make sure that we do not continue on with our bearish divergence that we have been getting lower highs as we are overbought is exactly what bearish divergence are. So again, making sure that if we do continue on higher, we happen to get overbought territory, that we could continue on with bearish divergence. However, at this point in time, we did drop down below the median of RSI, again, mentioned a few days ago, continuing on with that pressure to the downside at this point in time. Again, the RSI overall is showing us that we are consolidating. Again, we have been continuing on with pressure to the downside. However, we did have our bullish divergence at this point in time, and we never got in overbought territory, showing us that we are within consolidation mode. And again, we are on a pullback after Nick Timiraos mentioned that possible Fed pivot. And again, Powell mentioning that employment is not exactly as low as we need it. Again, we need higher unemployment to bounce back here possibly. So again, keeping that in mind. And our largest indicator that we have been watching, again, I'm going to go over levels right now, but again, looking at the dollar, again, the DXY on exactly how much strength we have. Again, looking at our buy pressure, again, we increased in strength here. However, now we're sitting on a white shaded line on a quick pullback. Again, that's why we did have somewhat of a bounce today, because we didn't get complete strength on the dollar today. We did have a little bit of a pullback. So again, if we continue on with these white shaded lines, then that could give us possible strength in the market for that possible retest again on our 20-day moving average to continue on lower. Again, overall here, guys, again, we are sitting on an increase in buy pressure as we have our EMA lines crossing higher here after we did have quite the cool down here on the dollar. So again, keeping in mind we had a major sell-off, and we are sitting on a bounce with pressure to the upside still. Even though we are on a white shaded line, we do have our EMA lines crossing higher here. So again, we could continue on with that strength on the dollar, which could give us, again, continuations on weakness on the SPY. And again, looking for that retest is the bearish move here. If we're going to be looking for that retest, we need our 20 to cross below our 50. We're looking for that possible, again, engulfing candle to the downside possibly. Even a possible evening star could be plausible here. Again, if you do have a possible gap up retesting 390, then maybe we get a possible doji candle, and then we do get that momentum candle to the downside, which would be technically an evening star setup here. Again, this is a bearish setup, retesting our 20 possibly. That is another bearish scenario. Just keeping in mind that, again, that we are very likely to come back and retest our 20 very soon at some point in time. So again, in my opinion, we are very much looking to see if we will bounce, if we will continue on with that bounce. Again, we are not sitting on white shaded lines at this point in time, but if we do get a white shaded line going into tomorrow, then we can assume that we are going to possibly retest our 20 for that possible continuation on lower. If our EMA lines do stay below the median of our MACD, that's what the scenario will be. If our EMA lines do start to curl back up, if we start to get our 12 to cross back over our 26, let's say, then maybe we do get that possible continuation on higher and start to respect our 50-day once again. And again, if we're looking for that continuation on higher anytime soon, we definitely need to get above the upper end of our channel that we have been getting rejections on. Again, mentioning for the last month or so to make sure that we did not get that rejection like we did prior. And that's exactly what happened. We got that rejection, and we would be looking for that bullish candle setup on the upper end of our channel if we are going to continue on higher at this point in time. So again, in my opinion, very much on watch to see if we do bounce, get that possible bearish candle to the downside, or if we continue on higher, looking for that bullish candle setup on the upper end of our channel is going to be the play for the bulls here. And if you guys are looking for levels here, again, we mentioned the 377 level a couple days ago. That's exactly where we did bounce today, if you guys did see that. And again, to recap on our VPVR, if we continue on lower, what we're looking for here is at 365, 366, around this level. Again, one of the strongest points here on our VPVR. This is our volume profile, showing us the most amount of volume that was traded within this time period here. Looking at 365 is the next target here. And then to continue on lower, we have our next two targets here at 360, and then our last target to possibly continue on lower will be at 358, and then of course lows of the year here at 348. But then again, our Elliott wave is showing us that we are definitely going to possibly test the lower end of our channel if we continue on lower, especially if our 20 gets black below our 50 and we do start to respect it with that bearish candle setup here. That very much will show us signals for that possible continuation on this Elliott wave. So again, keeping that in mind, being very careful of the upside and being very careful to the downside at this point, since we are testing support here at 377. But again, very much looking for that bearish candle setup if we do get this bounce here. And if we don't get that bearish candle setup, simply looking for that possible bullish candle setup here on the upper end of our channel. This is the play. This is what we're looking for from here. This is exactly what I'll be looking for as far as confirmation. Again, chasing shorts, like I said a couple days ago, is plausible. It's something that you could do. Look for that continuation on lower. But as you guys can see, very much sitting within indecisive moves here. Not exactly that strong move to the downside. Looking for, again, that bearish candle setup will be that overreaction to the downside, or again, that bullish candle setup for that confirmation to the upside. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader, if you're looking for very volatile breakouts, we mentioned any breakout that is worth looking at throughout the day for only $15 a month, go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today. Again, all of you Instables, I appreciate every one of you guys for supporting the channel. Much love to every one of you guys, truly every single day. I appreciate you guys. Looking forward to going back at it on January 3rd in the Instables room. Can't wait to start going back at it. Much love to every one of you guys. If you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.